I realized I had two choices. I could either look back and be upset and angry and frustrated that this had just happened to me, or I could choose to figure out how to get from where I was now with this broken leg to my Olympic dream. So I decided that I just needed to look forward. I needed to rechart my course and start heading in this direction. I mean, problems come, challenges come, trials come, and we can never fully be prepared for what is going to come in our lives, but we can always make that decision. We always have the option. We always have an option to choose to look back and be upset and regret and be depressed, or we could choose to move forward with what we've been dealt and say, okay, let's make the best of this. Let's get ourselves to where we need to be. So that's what I did. And I continued to move forward, and I won world championships the following year, took a year off after that, had my little baby girl, and then 2 years later, that was when Jansen said, I'm gonna build your sled for the 2010 Olympics. I'm gonna do it.
Fastenal is a vendor of ours. I worked for a company called NewQuest back in Salt Lake City in Utah. And working through Fastenal, we've built a pretty good relationship with them, and Ryan Brinkerhoff is our sales guy, and he's the one that's kind of got us involved with the whole manufacturing side and the machining capabilities within Fastenal. So working with Fastenal, designing and building the sled was an incredible process. After we had submitted some of the parts, they wanted to know, okay, well, where's the mating parts to this? Where do they go? Is there any way we can help in this? Just to make sure that it fits together the way you want it to. And that's kind of service, I guess, that I didn't really expect. I just wanted, I expected to, hey, here's my parts, just machine them and give them back to me. But Fastenal went above and beyond with their customer service and their care of the parts, of wanting to know, well, how does it go together, and is there anything else we can do to ensure that this process runs seamless and smoothly and without any hiccups. It's all gone together very well and smoothly, and the sled has obviously told us the story and has performed for us.
This sled is awesome. Thank you, Fastenal. So cool. I love it. So on this sled, this is actually my first season on this sled. The one right before it was very similar to it, but we made a few adjustments. Well, when I say we, I mean Jansen did. And he made some adjustments, and I absolutely love it. So right now, going into this season, I've won, out of 4 races, I've won all 4 of those races. So now we go on to the World Cup circuit, and we'll see how it fares against the rest of the world. But as of now, it's a perfect sled.
Within the sport of skeleton, they call them race juries, and they have sled inspectors. And these inspectors come in and they ensure that the sleds that they're being raced on are built to spec and follow the guidelines and regulations that they have set out. And one of these sled inspectors, upon viewing the sled, inspecting it, making sure, and we called him in to make sure that everything was done right so that we wouldn't have any problems. And he looked at it, and his eyes kind of got big, and he just looked at it, and he's just kind of nodding his head saying, wow, this is an impressive sled. He's like, and he kept referring back to, and he worked in the this aerospace industry, and his comment to us several times, different times, upon viewing the sled or maybe showing off the sled to some other inspectors was, this is, you got to come check this sled out. This is a sled that NASA would be proud of.
We have to have sled checks. People come up and we have to open up our sled, and they see the inside of it, which is the Fastenal side of it. And the first time that they opened this sled up and they saw my sled, they said, wow, this is incredible. This is absolutely a beautiful sled. I mean, it's just exact. The dimensions are perfect. The way the things fit, it just couldn't be more exact and precise than what I have here. And that every little thing helps as I'm going down the track. It eliminates vibration. It makes it just so precise and straight. You want your runners straight. If they're tilted in at all, it's going to be a slow sled. And this thing is absolutely perfect. So that's what Fastenal represents, is just perfection.
With the manufacturing capabilities of Fastenal, we were able to build a sled for under $10,000. Might seem expensive, and it is expensive for a sled, but when you compare that to other nations, specifically some European nations, they're dumping in millions of dollars into their program to design their sled. If you compare what we have built and what we've been able to do with our limited resources compared to, their seemingly endless budget, we've got a world-class sled, and we've done that through world-class components and world-class team that's been able to come together and put all of their parts together at the same time to make what Noelle can compete on and win on.
At the level that we compete at, we're all pretty fast. We're all pretty good at what we do, obviously. We're all going to the Olympics, and so it comes down to 100th of a second. And at that level, it really does come down to equipment. I've been on a lot of different sleds throughout the world, and I have to say that this is by far the best sled. I mean, it goes exactly where I want it to go, it does exactly what I want it to do, and it's fast. So it's perfect.